Another episode of College Football Radio. So congratulations to Penn State. They have announced a $700 million renovation to Beaver Stadium. And I know a lot of Nittany Lion fans are happy out there. Beaver Stadium is starting to show its age. And I'm very happy to see that they're committed to upgrading their football stadium. So let's take a look and see what we got. Episode off by taking a look at Beaver Stadium and taking a look and see if we can see, before we even talk about the renovation, what about this stadium needs help and where could that $700 best be used with Beaver Stadium. Now, this stadium is one of the biggest in the nation. It's 106,000, and that's a lot. So if we take a look here, we can see we've got these beautiful upper decks here in the end zone. Some of these are even, I think these over here are chair back. And you can see that Penn State's done a lot of work here. Having said that, these two grandstands, you can see they're kind of showing their age. Got a really old press box over there. And right away, I can tell you right now what I would do, what I would recommend, I'll say that, is I would want this and that to look like this. I think they should just go ahead and keep these here as I think they are. Because these are great. These are newer. And I think they should just rebuild this grandstand here. And instead of putting guys up here in the nosebleeds section, I mean, I'm pretty sure these guys here and these guys, they'd rather be sitting in an upper deck at this, pretty close around this area instead of way back up here. Of Beaver Stadium. As you can see, this is a really nice stadium. I've always liked Beaver Stadium because it's so huge. But like I said, you can see it's showing its age. It wasn't built 100 years ago like some of the other blue blood stadiums. But we can still see here that it's not fully enclosed like, some of the others like Tennessee, Ohio State, Michigan. I think this right here is one of the main weaknesses of this stadium. It's big, it's huge, it fits a lot of fans. It does have lots of character with the upper decks, but I still think that it's not being fully enclosed hurts Penn State. Not only that, the two big grandstands, they've got upper decks, but their upper decks are in the end zone, which is fine. The point is, this is the best seating in the house here near the grandstand to most people. And so what they need is a nice huge grandstand and a nice huge a nice huge upper deck to go over it. Now, they don't have to go crazy and go up past 100,000. They could stay at the current 106,000. But I think these sidelines, instead of having people way up here and there's only one entrance to get in here. This has got to be hard for the people to get in and out of here, and that's part of what they're doing. They're doing mainly infrastructure upgrades to Beaver Stadium. I know they're upgrading their food, amenities, bathrooms. They're adding escalators, and they're doing some infrastructure changes, and I think that's going to really help them. Penn State's not changing the seating much and doing anything really to the actual stadium besides infrastructure upgrades. This is one of the cool things that they are introducing here, a mega video board. So I think they call it a mega video board or a super video board or something. Either way, it looks cool. Also, they're putting in 2 brand new video boards. So that's definitely going to up the experience at Beaver Stadium on home games. So I wanted to go back to this image really quick. So a lot of people are pretty frustrated because Penn State hasn't put out many pictures of what the renovated stadium's going to look like. And at first, when I first took a glance, I thought this was like just a new entrance near the end zone section. But when you look closely at this looks like it could be a side on the sideline, a new entrance just behind the sideline seating. And when you look here, now they've got an existing upper decks in the end zones, and I've never been to Beaver Stadium, but if this is indeed on the sideline, we could be seeing some upper decks along the sideline, and that's what I think would be best for Penn State. I know the Big Ten Conference just did an expansion by adding Washington, Oregon, UCLA, and USC. However, historically in the Big Ten, there's always been three big dogs in that conference that compete for titles and that competes for national titles. And that's been Penn State, Michigan, and Ohio State. Those three teams have ruled the Big Ten. However, I'd like to remind you guys, and keep in mind with your favorite team, no matter what team it out there, that the program's facilities, they have to stay competitive with the other teams in their conference. Now, some might think, okay, Penn State's got Beaver Stadium, it's huge. But when we take a look at the outcome, we can see that Penn State has got a Big Ten Conference Championship in 2016, 2008, 2005, 1994, and that's it. They've got 4 Big Ten Conference Championships. Now, let's see what the other big dogs in the Big Ten Conference have. Look at Ohio State. Just in this quick screenshot, we can see that they've got tons and tons of Big Ten championships. 2020, 19, 18, 17, 14, 2009, 8, 7, 6, 5. Tons and tons of Big Ten championships. And let's take a look at Michigan. Take a look at Michigan's Big Ten championships. We've got some recently in 21, 22, 23. 2004 with Lloyd Carr. 2003, 2000. Not as much as Ohio State, but they've still got a lot more than Penn State. Here's a look at the 2024 season where they've installed the ribbon boards. They've installed the video boards. I just wanted to kind of give one quick last thought to Penn State. Make sure you use this $700 million for good and not just a bunch of infrastructure upgrades. Hopefully they'll be able to upgrade their stadium. Their stadium needs some love, and it's not just the infrastructure work. It looks great. Don't get me wrong. It looks great, especially when it's all filled up on game day. But when you see it without the fans, you can spot some places that need some work. Whenever you doubt kind of what I'm saying, take a look at Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Tennessee. Take a look at some of these other stadiums. Now, not to say that they're better than Penn State or anything like that, but it's a war out there. You know, there's 100 and something teams fighting for a national championship, and you've got to be able to attract the best players that you can. You've got to be able to get the best fan experience you can. Make sure you have as many sellouts and provide the best game day environment you can for your players. I'm proud of Penn State for coming up with the funds. $700 million is a lot of money. Hopefully they make it stretch as long as they can. And hopefully in the future they put out some renderings that we can see of what all they're going to do. So here are some construction images. Here are all the images that I can find. Looks like they're mainly doing infrastructure, and looks like they might put out some information in the future, because it says that the renovation won't be complete until 2027. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Go ahead and like and subscribe.
Ain't gotta call out no names. They know I'm married to the